Hey, what up? This is Anatomy, and today we're covering epithelial tissues. It's kind of the first tissue we go into as an anatomy student. Some characteristics. They are numerous. So, for example, on your skin, if you look at your skin, that's all epithelial tissue. Tightly packed. If you didn't know already, your skin is waterproof. And they have what kind of classifies them as epithelial tissues is they have cell junctions. Cell junctions. That's shorthand for junctions. And it depends. There's 3 types of cell junctions, so I guess we'll go into that. But basically, ET, numerous, tightly packed, and have cell junctions so they can hold together. So if you think of a cell like this, and like this, and like this, and there's tons of these just everywhere, there has to be some sort of connection between these two. So the first type of Here we go. First type of cell junction is called a, what do you know it? Tight junction. And this is probably one of the easier things. Here we go. We'll take cell 1. And, we're going to have to do this again. So here's your cell, and then it comes down, and you'll see why I'm doing this. And here's your cell 2. And that's going to be like that. And then in between these two is a protein that essentially stitches together cell number 1 and cell number 2 in epithelial tissues. ET for short. With this type, nothing can pass through these, so they're waterproof or fluid proof. That's kind of nice. So in order to get into the cell, say it's, I don't know, ions, so we'll say K. It can't go into here. It has to go through the cell membrane with a protein channel, but that's too far away. It's a little bit of physio. So that's a tight junction, and its function is to, like I said, control transport into and out of the cell. So, here we go. Come on. There it is. The second one is called a, there's actually 2 names for it. That's how green looks cool. It is called a desmosome. Oh, shoot. Desmosome. Excuse my writing. Or what I like to call it is an anchoring junction. So basically the idea here, we'll draw a generic cell, and we'll go like this, and we'll go like that. And the function for this is to allow, ready? 50-cent word, distension, which essentially means stretching. And so basically, this is oversimplified, but here's number 1, number 2, and they have all these proteins, just kind of maybe different types of proteins just interlaced in between these. So they will be able to give, but the biggest thing is they will not tear. I mean, if you really get after it, I'm sure you can tear some desmosomes, but places you'll find these is the urinary bladder, and to a certain extent I'm sure you would find it in your skin, because that can allow for some stretching. So that is the desmosome, and yeah, take-home message: will not tear and allows distension. Alright, and the last of the ET kind of thing is a fun one called a, here we go, we'll use that color, gap junction. And this gap junction, let me draw it for you so it makes sense. Oh, let's get it a little bit more yellow. Here we go. This is going to be like this. This is going to be like this. And there's going to be a protein. Nice little purple protein. Oh, I want to see if I can do this. Here we go. Oh, no, that didn't work. Here we go. Let's try it one more time. Yeah. Look at that. Look at me go. Oh. One more. There it is. So there's a protein that allows this cell, number 1, number 2, should give them names. Here we go. To easily communicate or allow rapid communication works. And this is usually between ions Na+, K+, all sorts of different stuff. And where this is used is usually the heart is the best place to think about it. That's the generic heart. If you really want to get into a heart, you could draw all sorts of fun stuff that I won't bore you with, but whatever. And so what happens is this is kind of like what I think of it as kind of like a tube. So if this has a ton of sodium, yay, sodium, that's sodium if you didn't know. And sodium is good for tons of stuff, I guess. Not muscle contraction, but all sorts of communication. This has tons of sodium and this doesn't, so this cell's like, come on, let me get some. Na comes through and can rapidly diffuse across this without having to. The other way it would have to do it if you did not have gap junctions. Say you had some whatever regular junction. I already forgot. That's the tight junction, excuse me. This Na would have to, first of all, travel outside, do cell transport, and then travel back into here. And what we can see with the heart is they all depolarize at the same time. This is again the physio. But they all will beat at the same time, so there has to be the rapid communication back and forth. So those are the 3 types of cell junctions that you'll find in ETs. I hope that was nice. So ETs take home, they're numerous and tight. I drew spaces here, but in reality they're really, really close. There's a tight junction, which is basically waterproof or H2O proof. They're zippered together and they control transport. There's the desmosomes or anchoring, and that allows distension. So remember, bladder can expand. And last, the gap junction, which is for rapid communication. Thanks.